Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video. Guys, Nkululeko says the abuse that we got to see that he was getting from Makoto on TV was only 2% of what was actually happening. He even says that things even got physical, that Makoto was physical with him, but he says that, listen, he's not that type of guy. He's not about to reveal things that are going to paint Makoto in a different light. He says the stuff that he revealed on Instagram, he feels that those things he revealed were pertaining to the stuff he was asked about on the reunion. And the production team of Married at First Sight was supposed to release those receipts, but because they didn't do it, he decided to go and do it on his Instagram stories. Not that, he was trying to paint Makoto in a different light. He says, listen, he has many things that he can come out here on the internet and speak about concerning Makoto and stuff that she confided in him about. He said when he even told some of the other guys about Temba, so about what was happening, they were asking him. He said all of the guys were asking him, Kanti Nkululeko uthuleleni, why are you not exposing this girl? But Nkululeko says because he's not that type of guy and he can see that Makoto is going through a lot. He is deciding, or he decided that, you know what, I'm not going to out her on her business like that. Hi ke kwinkulumo yakhe wethurilebogile uPastor X catches strays as well. Because Nkululeko says that, listen, he expected that uPastor X was going to be someone that was going to kind of side with Nkululeko, not wanting to have sex with Makoto. But instead, Pastor X was quoting the Bible and saying, Mara iBhayibheli lithi. Nkululeko didn't continue to say what Pastor X said, but I'm assuming Pastor X was maybe saying something along the lines of that, Nkululeko, you are married, and because the two of you guys are married, the two shall become one flesh, and izinto ezinjalo. So you're obligated, your obligations is to give your wife what belongs to her. Nkululeko says that he did not appreciate that, guys, because he stated even before he met Makoto that, listen, he wanted to get to know Makoto first, but everyone was just putting pressure on him to do the deed. Now remember Makoto on her interview, she said that Nkululeko was actually the one who called men's clinic. Nkululeko clarifies that. He says the reason why he called men's clinic was to put his woman at ease. She was busy pestering him, busy saying that unenkinga and whatnot. And he said to put stuff at rest, he decided to call men's clinic so that they could go there and prove that ngempela akanayo inkinga. He also says that him and Makoto did share good moments, but he feels like Makoto, the mentality that she came to the show with was that she was going to meet a rich man who was going to take care of her and her son. Yes, guys, in all of this, I even forgot that Nkululeko and Makoto have children. They both have sons who are around the same ages. I don't even recall hearing a conversation where they were talking about their children meeting and whatnot. And maybe that just goes to show that the both of them were just not, they did not see this marriage reaching that other side. Now, Nkululeko, when he was asked, why did you recommit on the recommitment ceremony? I didn't get it. But let's talk about the one where Nkululeko says that Makoto came to the show wanting or thinking she's going to be paid with a rich man, and she was frustrated at the fact that she was matched with a guy who's a nice guy and ozithandela uNkulunkulu. He kind of even said that Makoto, the thing that messed this whole experiment for her was the fact that she was stressed out. She was stressed out due to money, lease agreements and whatnot. Now, Nkululeko says something that I'm like, okay, this kind of, this is a possibility. He says, remember that episode where Makoto was crying and saying that she's so mad at her brother and she's mad at her father, that after the mother passed away, they weren't there for her. Nkululeko says, kahle Makoto, She is angry at her mother and not her mother, her brother and the father, because after the mother passed away, it was just literally her and her son. She did not receive any sort of financial assistance from her family or from the father and the brother. So maybe, guys, she was carrying a lot of the financial burden of now living with the kid. Remember, Makoto did mention that when her mother was alive, the child, her son, was staying with the mother. Now, guys, if you have a child, you know it's not the same. Staying with the child and sending money for a child is not the same thing. Sometimes sending money can work out much more expensive, but in some cases, it can work out a lot more cheaper. So it could be that now that Makoto was staying with her child, obviously she has to stay in a place that's close, that's central to work or these gigs that she does. The school fees, guys, the life, this side, like maybe it was just a bit too much for her. Now, Makoto, in her interview, she's like, Nkululeko wants to paint me as this person that is broke. Like, do you know how many shows I do? Like, I just did Levels, which was playing simultaneously with Married at First Sight. Like, she put it in a way that, now she's making good money. And then Nkululeko comes to the show and Nkululeko asks him about, him and acting. And Nkululeko says the reason why he left the acting industry was because there's no money. Nkululeko then says, guys, did you hear that? There is no money, ayikho imali in the acting industry. So I'm then questioning myself. So, Makoto, what she said that she's making money, and that time Makoto is not even that big of an actress, you guys. So which big money is she speaking about? And why did Nkululeko just keep quiet when Makoto made it seem as if she is making a lot of money from these acting gigs of hers? Yet when she was with Nkululeko, she confirms that indeed there's no money in that industry. Bearing in mind that Nkululeko, she's been in the acting industry, so she knows what Nkululeko is talking about. Now, I must be honest, I thought this interview, Nkululeko, was going to be the most boring one amongst the interviews that Nkululeko is doing, the series of interviews that she's doing. But I was surprised, guys, out of the 2 episodes that she's had so far, Nkululeko's, or the 3 episodes, including Nkululeko's one, it was my favorite one, guys. And I don't know, there's just something about Nkululeko that just made me like him when I watched this interview. And I think there's something to be said. The fact that umuntu allows another person to speak to them the way they want to, or allows abuse, it doesn't mean ukuthi uyipari. Because, it was starting to give off those vibes on Married at First Sight, ukuthi Nkululeko uyipari, why he's not speaking up for himself. When you listen to this interview, guys, you can hear Nkululeko knows how to articulate himself well. This guy has wisdom, guys. He's got wisdom. He's not just a guy that just speaks wind, nje. He really speaks a lot of sense, you guys. Yes, there and there, because I saw on MapG's podcast when he was explaining the difference between ancestors and amadlozi. His explanation was not make show, but people who got it, they understood the analogy that he was trying to make. One thing I will commend him for, sometimes, guys, when you don't really understand something, you shy away from explaining it. Even though he did not have the words to explain certain things concerning his faith, he still stood on it, guys. And you know what? There's a saying that says that if you don't stand for something, you are going to fall for everything. Anyway, let's park it right there. You tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge. And I'll see you guys on the next one.